Coming at you through the time and space Ethernet wormhole technology known as YouTube. Thank you very much to the Jays. If there's someone in here, give me a thumbs up and a like. I apologize for my lateness. I told the Telegram chat, the Telegram stream that I'd be on 8:30 Hawaiian time. It's now closer to midnight, but we've had catastrophic weather due to the movement of the North Pole, perhaps, or just giant tropical storms in the northern Pacific, which have led to giant rain, wind, and all sorts of disastrous conditions. Bear with me a moment, I'm going to share this link to the following chats. I don't want to put a filter. There we go. How you going? And I do not want to put a filter on, I'm not a gay. I am streaming a little later than normal, so it'll be interesting to see if anybody comes into the chat. Oh, we've got a Rogan in there. How's it going? Drop a comment if the audio is okay. I know that last week the audio sucked. Got taken out by the Jays, so just drop a comment if the audio is good. I'm trying to like get back to the chat here. I got these filters and I don't know how to get rid of them. There we go. 2 people, drop a Rogan if you're in here. Thank you very much appreciated. You know I love my Rogans. That's a thumb if you didn't already know. Joe Rogan looks like a thumb. We're a little late, so drop a comment if you're in here. Let me know how the audio is. Do you guys have clear audio or is it quiet? We've had issues lately with the audio. I've had the Jewish Mafia attack my audio. It's 3 Rogans and 2 people. I don't know how that works. So drop a comment, guys. Tell me, audio okay? Just write that. We're later tonight, so I don't know who's in here. I don't know how long this stream's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a fucking 90-minute stream like I did last week. Apologize for the inconsistency. I said that I'd be here every Sunday, and then I did a stream. Audio's good. Happy 6. Shalom aloha, brother man. What the hell's your profile picture? Like a wasp? I love wasps, man. Not really. Don't like wasps. White Anglo-Saxon Protestants. You know what I'm saying? Love the wasps. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Yeah, that's what a wasp is. I guess I'm only gonna have Aussies hoverfly. Jesus Christ. Probably only gonna have all the East Coast people. I can't hear you, Eric. Man, that's a shame. That sucks, dude. So it's only bad audio for Eric. Do you have hearing issues, or is it your speakers? You are Martin Bryant. Yeah, I'm his long lost genetic clone, bro. You know they have the cloning facilities underground in the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases where they clone people. They did a Martin Bryant clone just in case like somebody took him out when he did his massacre. So then they would like sub me in. But unfortunately it didn't have to come to that. Okay, so we got people from Eric. Are you actually talking shit or you can't hear me properly? What about you, Happy 6? You can hear me loud and clear. So I hope the audio works. We've got 3 people in here. Let me know if the audio is bad. I guess just comment if the audio is bad, and I guess it doesn't really matter even if it is bad because I can't do anything about it. So waste of time. It's midnight here in Hawaii. 4 people in here. Hello. Drop a comment. Audio is fine. No problem. Great. I'm glad that you got good audio. Maybe it's your speakers. It's a bit low, but I can hear you. What's up, Rondong? Shalom aloha, brother man. Good to see you, bro. Where are you in the world again? Are you fucking shaloming me from Israel, brother? Fucking Baruch Hashem, brother. Hala Nagiva. I knew it. Hell yeah. The fucking Jays get it, man. I'm going to be talking about something very Jewish tonight, man. It's the collapse of the petrodollar. And because I'm 1/16th Ashkenazi J, I have like some understanding of the monetary system. But I'm sure if I get something wrong, the chat can correct me. 5 people in here. Chimmy Girl Love, that's her name. Aloha, brother man. Where are you from? Where are you communicating with me from? Australia, I'm guessing. There's a lot of it's late over here. America's gone to bed, so I'm probably live streaming to a little bit of a different, yeah, I thought so. Probably live streaming tonight, mostly to the Australians, maybe the English, obviously the Baruch Hashem's over in Israel. But I guess there's 4 people in here, 6 people in here, so I may as well just get going. We fucking got to 90 seconds on the death clock, guys, or the end of the world clock, or whatever it is. It's not a good clock. If you don't know, that clock is like a supercomputer that can factor in all the things that are going on in the world right now, and then what it does is it has like supercomputer model prediction, you know, when they run these simulations. And you got to admit, these things always make mistakes. Like, they've been saying that the sea level is going to rise for like 100 years, and it never does. But the death clock seems to be pretty accurate. I think it's called the end of the world clock, but I'm just going to call it the death clock. 6 Rogans, 6 people, 666, the number of the beast. Let's get the Rogans up. The earth is flat, Normie. I love that name, dude. um where are you from? The earth is flat, Normie. um So anyway, the death clock has hit 90 seconds, which means we're all fucked. We're gonna die in 90 seconds, T minus. You know, NASA just launched a badass commercial about how they can be genuine and they're like all trannies and shit. But you know why they say T minus when they're launching their rockets, yeah? Well, if you take NASA and you minus a T from NASA, is that Greta Thundertug? Yes, it is. I got her in my closet, bro. I kidnapped her. She's actually Leonardo DiCaprio's love child. If you do a facial symmetrical analyzation of their fucking distinguishing features, Thundertug is related to Thundertug Senior, which is Leonardo DiCaprio. Anyway, death clock hits 90 seconds. 90 seconds to death. That is a supercomputer modulating prediction-based program which factors in all the things that are going on in the world, and then it says, you got 90 seconds to live, bitch. And it's never ever been at 90 before. It's at 90 right now, probably because shit's hitting the fan, SHTF. But one of the major things that happened this week, and it will not be reported on in Fox News, it will not be reported on in CNN, it actually probably won't be reported anywhere. Maybe it'll be reported right here on my channel, coming at you. Probably going to tell you something that may change the way you look at the world, and I kind of briefly touched on it last stream, but I never expected this to happen so quickly. You know, the last live stream I did was all about the Empire of Lies and how the dreidel, which is the upside down pyramid, can only stand up if it's being spun. Remember Beyblades? Those fucking retarded cartoons. That's the whole idea of spinning the dreidel. Yeah, it has to. If you take a pyramid, I wish I had a pyramid around, but if you take a pyramid and you stand it upside down, it's gonna fall right over, yeah, because it's pointy on the bottom, so it just like falls to the ground. Yeah, bro, let it rip. But it's gonna fall on its fucking face. The only way to spin a pyramid that's upside down is to use black. Yeah, yeah, because you're from Israel, bro. You in that fucking dreidel. That's actually probably the only reason why we can keep our dreidel spinning. It's because your black magic chutzpah. You guys know how to fucking hold that shit down. But it's gonna bite you in the face in the long run. Bite you in the face, bite you in the ass. I'm feeling the love in the stream, just like when my dad comes into my room at night. Jesus Christ, dude. Does he keep the light off? I hope so. Otherwise, you have not only body trauma but visual trauma. Try wearing a blindfold, bro, and eating a shit ton of Xanax before bed. It might help. Not financial advice. um, that derailed my train of thought, dude. A molesting father, fuck you. Anyway, Father Christmas is coming to town. Ho ho ho. What we see is these black magician fuckers spinning our upside down pyramid that is known as a dreidel. And dude, fuck you. And on that train of thought, something major happened last week. Like I said, it won't be fucking. And you just got in here, bitch. So hit the Rogan, yeah. If you're gonna talk about your father molesting you, at least press the Rogan. It's good karma for you. Your father may actually just like fall asleep by the whiskey bottle tonight and not molest you. So please hit the Rogan, please, and thank you. So anyway, thanks, man. So anyway, what happened, and what you won't see on the news, is the end of the petrodollar. And I spoke briefly about the petrodollar last stream. I don't know if you guys know what the petrodollar is, but that's the US dollar being the reserve currency of the world. If you watched my stream last week, then you've got some idea of sort of what it is. A lot of people don't know what the petrodollar is. They seem to think that like US dollars are backed by oil reserves. But the American oil reserves are like super low right now. They're not backed by oil reserves at all. The reason they call it the petrodollar is because all oil, which is the lifeblood of any modern economy, needs oil, all the machinery, because with our progression in technology, human labor was replaced by machinery, and that machinery runs on diesel and gasoline, which is oil. So if any nation wants oil, they need US dollars, which creates a demand, and a demand means value, right? Well, that's coming to an end, guys. And when I did my stream last week, I had no idea this would be happening. The reason it's got you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a. It's like hard to explain this because knowledge is on the. I'll give you like a quick history rundown. Maybe some of you guys already know all this shit, but it's better to know it and get a recap. So pay attention, class. It's 12 o'clock. I'm gonna do my best. Huggy Wuggy cures cancer. Oh, dude. And laughter, actually. Did you know that? I haven't had a hug in 10 years, bro. After my dad fucking came into my room that one night, I was afraid to hug anybody after that. It just triggered bad memories. MVEX knows all about that shit. Don't you, buddy? Anyway, time for a history class. It's 12 o'clock at night. If you're going to hang around with me tonight, I appreciate that. Hit the Rogan. I don't know if I can even deliver you a history class. I might just drop the fucking internet service and blame weather, but let's just go back to American Constitution was founded with the gold standard, right? The American dollar was backed by a legitimate thing. It had gold. If you could take your money and take it to the mint, they would give you gold for your money. It had real value. Yeah, man, it's a lifelong trip. I haven't stopped laughing. Everyone thinks I'm normal. You are normal, bro. Define normal. You need a reference point in normal. My normal might not be your normal, dude. Um, so, the American Constitution is founded. We have a constitutional currency backed by gold, and then slowly but surely, the corruptions, the powers that be, start to infiltrate and corrupt. So what happens first is we have the Civil War, I believe in 1865. Like, the dates don't really matter. But the Civil War in America was basically when the federal powers could overtake the individual powers of the state. They have to use a fake narrative of slavery. I know that'll trigger people, but they need to always have like a narrative of saving the fucking world. Isn't that right, you Jews? You're always just saving the world from the bad man. But after 1865, I think, if I'm wrong on the dates, you can correct me in the comments, but Civil War was over, and now we have federal power over all the United States. So this sets into motion a federal empire. America's still not as it is right now, though. This is like back in the olden days, yeah. Fast forward a few years to 1913, a president by the name of Woodrow Wilson implements the first central bank, the Federal Reserve. There was a lot of people that didn't want that when America escaped from Great Britain. They were escaping the banking cartels, the Jewish families, the Talmudic Saxons, if you will. And then they got their grubby little hands back into America, and they established what is known as the Federal Reserve Bank, 1913, Woodrow Wilson. I know that date. It's in my mind, so I know that's not wrong. The Federal Reserve Bank is basically the ability to create money out of thin air and inject it into a country's economy. They say that it promotes growth, and they use all their magic tricks to sell it as a good thing, but it's not actually a good thing at all because it rots the society from the inside out. So that's, the next thing. I love magic. I bet you do, bro. What kind of magic do you do? Let me guess. Black magic? So after 1913, Federal Reserves established in the United States. Woodrow Wilson sold the country out, basically, but you're still on money magic. Oh yeah? What kind of money magic, bro? You want to be more specific? Or are you talking like Jewish magic? After that, World War II is going on, right? You've got the industrial powerhouse of Germany, which makes... I don't know, I don't even know how to make a comparison to it. Super powerful... Germany went broke after World War I, and then they started having a resurgence during World War II, thanks to our favorite Adolf Hitler, right? And their industrial powerhouse was taking over the world. They literally were scaring the shit out of everybody, so the Allies had to come together. War broke out. He was a gambling man, decided to invade Russia. None of this matters because I'm trying to link it all into the Federal Reserve Bank and the American Empire. After World War II, America was the last man standing, right? Nuclear bombs are fake. Personally, I think America has enough petrol to support itself and other buyers. Yeah, but that doesn't matter, dude. You're missing the point. The petrodollar isn't backed by its oil reserves. It's backed by international trade and military power. And that's why there's going to be a new power axis in the world. But I'll get to that. We have enough oil reserves to last us for not even that long, dude. But anyway, I mean, if we tapped it, like when we were doing it with under the Trump administration, you know, say what you will about Trump, but he was actually allowing America to produce their own oil, and they became the number one importer and exporter of oil. So yeah, we do have enough oil, but it's, you know, dollar to buy that oil, yeah. Because anyway, I'm going off topic. After World War II, and it wasn't won because fucking magical bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oi! Psst. I got fighting kitty cats. They know that nukes are fake, guys. Um, it was because of the Russian Manchuria invasion. Yeah, like a million fucking soldiers in Manchuria. They caused the surrender. But if you want to believe in nuclear bombs, that's fine. They have giant bombs, but they don't irradiate the Earth for fucking millions and millions of years. That's a myth. But what was true is that after World War II, the last man standing was the United States of America. They had all the fucking gold, all the industry capabilities of Germany. Money is like the base level controls scheme. Money's more of like a medium of exchange, and in somewhat it is, but psychological warfare. Get them on the stream. Who? Oh, the cats. So are you drinking or breathing? Am I drinking or breathing? What does it look like, dude? Are people getting that fucking like unable to discern? I'm drinking, bro. I'm drinking the liquid medium known as oxygen. They've run away, man. They're gone. They're out of here. I stomped on the ground and they bailed. Um, so America wins World War II. They have all the fucking gold, and it's not even like they won. They were just the last man standing. German industrial capabilities is over. Um, I think you need to. I think you're the one that's been drinking, Sven B. You don't even make any sense. Um, and I don't think you're drinking water either. I think you're an alcoholic freak. No offense. Um, I'm a drinkarian. Sorry, that's okay. I'm glad you said sorry. I respect that. You are a drinkarian black magician, aren't you? A money magician. Do you have much money, bro, or are you just like a novice at money magic? How do you know? How do I know what? Oh, that you're good. So, I mean, I might be wrong, but you should fucking quit drinking, dude. It's bad for your soul. That's why it's called alcohol. Shalom aloha, Alex, man. Appreciate your love. Big love. Thanks for hitting the Rogan if you're in here. I'm okay based on net worth. Oh, yeah, that's what they all say. All the fucking brokies say that they're okay based on net worth. And then what's your net worth? I got 10 grand in the bank. What's good, white boy? What's good, nigga? D? Good to see you, bro. We're just hanging out at the house. It's 12 o'clock at night, Hawaiian time. It's late. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm jumping on the live stream. You know, conversing with the drunk tards in the chat. What else is there to do on a night like this apart from, you know, sit here and watch the wind blow? Talking about the history of America here, and we just got to the end of World War II, and basically the German industrial capabilities collapsed. Yeah, that's good. My net worth is huge, bro. I'm a Magic card player. I'd love to see your cards, man. Are you from Israel? The Israelis are great at playing cards, man. There's one thing the Israelis are good at. It's usury-based finance, debts, slavery systems, and card games. You know, they're great at the two. Um, so the industrial powerhouse of Germany. No, I'm from Denmark. Oh, dude, everyone in Denmark. I mean, love goes out to Denmark, bro. Everyone in Denmark's an alcoholic, right? You guys are obsessed with fingering assholes and drinking booze. That's what I hear. I've never been to Denmark, but would love to go someday. Anyway, we should export more and import less. Problem solved. Yeah, but in order to export more, you need industrial capabilities, bro. You need a labor force, and you need you know what America's number one export is? Do you think the government would ever get overthrown? No. If a government gets overthrown, what you have is a power vacuum, right? Somebody will step up to the plate. As soon as you overthrow a government, now you have what's called as a power vacuum. And then something will take the top of the pyramid, probably a cartel. Like if the government falls in California, who do you think's going to take over? It's called the Mexican cartel, bro. They already took over. What we call alcoholic leaves your whole country dry, in my opinion. Okay, bro, nice opinion. So anyway, getting back on topic, I appreciate your comments. If you're in here commenting, why don't you hit a Rogan up as well? That helps the algorithms. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any of the comments, because that comment didn't make any sense. I think it's just with all the other guys. Magic cards are a fun pastime when you have nothing to do. Yeah, and if you get really good at the magic cards, bro, you can go out onto the streets of Los Angeles and Hollywood and use your magic tricks in front of the people and have nickels thrown into your red cup. It's great, you know. You can make a lot of money playing cards if you're good at it, or actually poker if you go to the casino. I know you fucking motherfuckers over in New York know how to play the casino. But I'm going to continue with my train of thought, which was World War II, the American being the last man standing after World War II. So they had everybody's gold. No, those are not magic cards. Magic cards are a hobby type card. Magic cards are still the same fucking cards as poker, bro. Oh, Magic the Gathering. So, dude. Yo, Dylan, how are you, man? I'm walking Erie. Yeah, now I see Magic the Gathering cards. Yeah, if you're like a child or a homosexual, that's a great pastime, bro. Yes, that's what I was referring to. Yeah, that's great, man. It's like Dungeons and Dragons for homos. Are we gonna play some Magic on stream? Um, I mean, we can at the end of the show. We can try and do a blood sacrifice if you're into that shit, and maybe something will manifest. You ever heard of blood magic? You know, when you ordain what you want in your own blood and it comes true. Maybe at the end of this show, I'll just like slice my neck a little bit and I'll write in blood. I want Sven B to die. I'm just kidding, bro. I love you. I don't feel like there's room for my heterosexuality in here. Go to your local game shop. Anyway, I'm gonna continue. The last man standing after World War II was obviously America, and all the fucking gold was with them. I'd pay money to watch that. What, me cut my throat? Well, I wouldn't do it for money, bro. I'd only do it for good vibes. Really good vibes. I'm gay, bro. That's great, man. You should go to a pride parade, bro, and like show everybody how gay you are at the pride parade. They're gonna love it, man. You'll be brave and beautiful, and you'll be put on a pedestal. Is Satan really the villain? Kind of. Kind of yes, and kind of no. I'd love to be a money alchemist, ultimate form of magic. I mean, yeah, you seem to be obsessed with money, bro. What is money? It's a medium of exchange. It's not even real wealth, though. Go to Switzerland; they'll teach you about real wealth. Um, but yeah, alchemy is turning vulgar metals into gold. Breath. When will the USD expire, dude? It's expiring right fucking now, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I feel like money is pretty gay. I feel like you're drunk, Sven B, and I'm gonna fucking ban you if you keep on commenting because it's kind of annoying, bro. No offense. Um, I think the money's expiring like right now, dude. Already expired, fam. No, it is, but it's running on the fumes. Thank you. These comments won't let you finish your story. I know, and most of them are gay as fuck. Like Steven and Sven B and Eric. It's like Jesus Christ. No one cares, bro. Um, so I think the fucking US dollar is already expired. It expired like literally last week when the House of Saudi Arabia, the royal family of Saudi Arabia, said that they're no longer going to be selling oil in strictly US dollars. All currencies are now going to be used to trade US dollars, which is fucking nuts, guys. That's why I'm trying to give you a quick history lesson to give you an understanding of how the US dollar has power and why now it doesn't have any power. But you know when a gasoline engine like runs out of fuel, it has a little bit of like power to it. I don't know if you guys have ever run a gasoline engine down to zero, like empty. Right before it dies, it sucks in all those fumes and it gets like that extra fucking kick. Yeah, if you guys ever ride motorbikes, you'll know. Like it gets that extra hit at the end. I think that could happen with the US dollar. This isn't like any financial advice. I'm not day trading this. But there's so many international contracts that are done in US dollars. So all these people that are going to want to get out of their contracts, they're going to have to flood into the dollar. So we could see like a big pump right before the end, like a gasoline engine burning out, which is a crazy metaphor, or is it a simile? Like an as? Yeah, it's a simile. It's a crazy simile because it's run, the United States dollar is backed by a petro, that's a petrodollar. So to use a gasoline engine simile is pretty fucking dope, guys. If you appreciate that, hit the fucking Rogan, which is the thumb. Joe Rogan, he looks like a thumb. So anyway, World War II is over. Makes sense. Analogy isn't bad either. Yeah, thanks, man. Hit me a Logan, Dildog. Dildo Baggins in the comment section. World War II is over. America has all the fucking gold. They have industrial capabilities that would blow your mind. This is like what, 1945. They have a central reserve, but they are still on the gold standard. Okay. Do you? No, I don't dislike gays. Let's just say I really like Sharia law. I'm a big fan of Sharia law. Yeah. Anyway, the fucking American financial system is on fire. They have all the gold in the world. They do have a central bank at this time, so they have a non-federal, meaning non-government authority that can create money, but it has to be backed on gold. Aloha, right, breath. Hell yeah, brother man. Right. Love you, bro. Where you from? Aussie, I would imagine. Right. Fuck yeah. So the American central bank, right after World War II, has to still be on the gold standard. They can only create the amount of money they have in gold, but they have all the fucking money. They have all the gold in the world because World War II, they're the last man standing. They got all England's gold. They got all France's gold. They got all Germany's gold. Um, where should we convert our money currency to? I mean, I don't want to give you any advice, dude, because people get sued for that shit. But I would, like, not financial advice. I would, yeah, I thought you were Aussie, man. It's late over here. I got a lot of Aussies in the house tonight and a bunch of faggots from Denmark. Um, well, one faggot from Denmark, Sven. Just kidding, bro. No offense. But just lay off the alcohol in the comments, please. I appreciate you. Anyway, all the gold is in America. They got Germany's gold, they got Denmark's gold, they got everyone in the fucking war, they got all their fucking gold, and they have a central bank, so they start taking off. They also have a population boom. Shaza, law enforcement implementation is necessary for us to achieve world peace. Shaza? Do you mean Sharia law on the autocorrect? Yeah, there's gonna be Sharia law all over the world, dude, because the Muslims are based in reality. It's muggy as fuck, but the vibes are good. That's good, man. Great, bro. Um, so they create all of this. They also have a population boom. So they have major, crazy industrial capabilities. This is when all the manufacturing was still inside of America. All the countries that are big now, like China, was ass backwards. India was dirt poor. All the other countries were completely obliterated from the war. So America just had like a free for all in the world. Thanks, brother. Um, and they had industrial capabilities that would blow your mind. They had all the gold in the world. They had a central reserve bank, and then they had a population boom. Yeah, it's called the baby boomers. And that's when the American Empire really started fucking cranking. But you have a problem because the American Constitution doesn't say that you can be an empire and exert dominance all over the world. They're more concerned about themselves. They're not about seeking enemies from far. So now who they are in reality is against what their constitution is. So they have to start the lies. Yeah, that's when the lies begin. Think about Vietnam. The communists are coming for your fucking children's freedom to buy houses. So we have to go abroad and blow the fucking jungles up with Agent Orange and not gangrene, whatever it is, napalm bomb. Right. So the lies begin. The pyramid starts to turn upside down and it starts to spin. Now, right around the time of the Vietnam War, the end of the Vietnam War was like the 70s, right? And then in 1971, I'm pretty sure you had that guy, Henry Kissinger, who was a total lizard man. He made his like first $1 million at 8 years old, and then he's still alive. He's like 130. The dude's a straight lizard vampire. He fucking comes in, and he brokers a deal with the House of Saud. And he basically went to Saudi Arabia, the royal family in Saudi Arabia, and says anybody that wants to buy oil, and you got to realize now oil is the main commodity. It's not even about gold anymore. It's about oil. Manufacturing capabilities, and the growth of economies. And this Henry Kissinger lizard motherfucker goes into the House of Saud, and and Gaddafi wasn't innocent, bro, but you're fucking annoying, dude. Just stop commenting. Please. You're not annoying. I appreciate your comments. What I'm saying is Gaddafi was innocent to what they said he was doing, right? Gaddafi bad, everyone bad, Vladimir Putin bad, and who else? Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, all these people, it's all lies because they have to keep their oil empire running. But I mean, that's obvious, right? It's common knowledge. But anyway, Oil's the number one resource in the world. What comes after that? Gold. But the one we're concerned with right now is oil, and they needed to create a monopoly on oil. And there's like all of these things that I'm touching on briefly have like massive rabbit holes, and you could talk about them for days. Like you had the Rockefellers, making it so oil couldn't be transported on the railways without getting the right licensing, which created artificial scarcity and put everybody else out of business. You had the Titanic. It sounds like nobody in that field of business isn't good. You had the Titanic, when they were implementing the Federal Reserve Bank, and you had these oppositions to that. Like, there's so many fucking side stories and so much shit, but just to hit the main points home, Henry Kissinger goes to the House of Saud. He goes over to Saudi Arabia. He brokers a deal with the Saudi royal family, and he says, American dollars is the only currency that you are going to sell oil in. The whole world, if they want oil, it has to be done in US dollars. The contracts were dealed up. Saudi Arabia, in exchange, had protection from the American Empire. ISIS, dude, Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. It was a black operation to destabilize the Middle East. But, you know, look at the anagrams, bro. They tell the truth is in plain sight. Yeah, Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. What? No, I'm just kidding, guys. But really, that's what it was. Um, so now the House of Saud and America are in a good relationship with one another, and then anyone after that point who tried to bring their own currency, like Gaddafi, I think, who said that? Sven? Gaddafi was innocent. Well, what was Gaddafi trying to do? He was trying to make a gold-backed dinar, and he took his people from tremendous shit into um, fucking wealth, and they started turning the Sahara Desert green. America came over and said, "You are not having a gold-backed dinar, motherfucker. It would be a shame if somebody bayoneted your asshole in the street." That's what happened to him. He got assassinated on fucking live TV because he wanted to break away from the US petrodollar. That he wanted to trade oil in dinars that were gold-backed. America can't have that because it destabilizes their empire. Because what gives the American empire power is the fact that every single nation has to buy oil in US dollars, which means US dollar becomes a product that they can create out of thin air. Now, Kissinger didn't only just fucking broker a deal with the House of Saud, they also fucking went off the gold standard at that point. America didn't have the gold anyway. There was European countries that were like, "Yo, we want our gold. Like, we have our currency that's backed on the American dollar, which is apparently backed by gold. We want our gold." Do you really value abbreviations as much as you seem to? I don't know, man. I don't really value them. I just call them out how they are. I mean, what do you mean by value? That means I put worth to it, right? I mean, I don't see any worth to an abbreviation. I mean, you can say something quicker. So, yeah, there's some value, but I'm not like super attached, um, if that's what you're asking. So, anyway, they go off the gold standard and they say, look, we don't have your fucking gold. A lot of European countries were like, "Hey, motherfuckers, we want our gold. You guys say that your dollars are backed by gold. It was in Fort Knox, allegedly. It was never there. Who knows where it is? It's probably in Israel, right? Now that the dollar falls, all the Jews are like, we got the biggest stack of gold." I wouldn't be surprised, but who fucking knows where all the gold is? So Henry Kissinger, he's kind of a genius, really, this lizard guy. He says, "No, no, 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 we're not on the gold standard anymore. We don't have your gold. You're not getting your gold. You're going to back your currency now on US dollars, which is going to be backed by US military power and the financial transactions of oil. And if you go against us, we're just going to bomb the shit out of you," right? Think about the Gulf War. Noted, you're just a big fan of breaking down compound words and abbreviations and such. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it. I just see it for what it is. It's like phonetic Kabbalah. It's sounds and language shape the way you think. So when you're saying something, I might value how easy it is to say something that is long to be now shortened, shouts out to the slang talk. He is 99 years old. Say he will live for 30 years more, maybe. Yeah, he's 99 years old. Yeah, I bet he is, bro. Who told you that, Wikipedia? The dude's like 500-year-old lizard. No, I don't know. That's a claim. But what I do know is he brokered a deal with the House of Saud, and basically put America on the map as the greatest empire in the world. But now you've got an issue because you're not supposed to be doing that. As the American Constitution states, you're supposed to be concerned with yourself, not over abroad. So now we have to make up all these bad guys. So you have the Gulf War, you have Gaddafi, you have Saddam Hussein, you have who else, man? Osama bin Laden, and all of these fake narratives of like, oh, we got to get the bad guy. It's kind of a compliment to the American people because, there's been empires in the past. Like, if you think about the British Empire, the sun never sets on the British Empire. They would brag about being a fucking empire. Like, they didn't have to lie and be like, we're going to save the world. They were like, no, we're going to break India. We're going to fucking steal all their fucking resources. And we're doing it because we're racially superior to them. And all the British were like, yeah, fucking have another beer. They openly admitted to what they were doing. Whereas the American empire has to like say that they're not an empire and that they're saving the world, when really they're just making sure nobody establishes another powerful currency, right? That's what Gaddafi was trying to do. That's what all these fucking guys were doing. That's what it's all about. It's about currency wars, and going against the US petrodollar. And that's why it's a compliment to the American people, because they have to make it up. Like, oh, Bin Laden, he blew up your fucking towers. We got to take him out. Some random Saudi Arabian blew up your towers, so now we got to go to Afghanistan and steal all their heroin. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. Turns out to be a fucking lie. Yeah, Gaddafi is just a terrible, terrible person. But now, okay, fast forward to present day, the strength of the petrodollar is done. It has expired. Just last week, the House of Saud, okay, the ones that promised that they would only sell oil in United States dollars for the protection of, like, the exchange was this: we will only sell our oil in US dollars if your military protects us. Well, that's gone. Last week, the Saudi Arabian financial minister, who reports directly to the Saudi Arabian royal family, said, we ain't doing that anymore. Damn, dog, that makes sense. We in a currency war. It's all about currency, dude. That's the Americans' number one America's number one export is US dollars, because they have to, like, dude, okay, think about Australia, right? You're in Melbourne. Okay, what's Australia's number one export? It's coal and gold. You're a resource-based economy. You pull your resources out of the ground and you sell them to China so that they can manufacture cheap shit and sell it to the USA. Now, what are you going to do with all the wealth you've created from pulling your wealth out of the ground? You need oil, because your whole economy runs on fucking oil. To run those machines that pull the gold and silver and copper out of the ground and the coal, those machines require tremendous amounts of oil. So now you have to take the wealth, the real wealth, like, because gold and coal and all of these things are actually real wealth. And you extract that wealth, sell it to China, and you have to use that wealth and get US dollars to get oil so that your machines and your economy can run. And then what do you fucking do with that? It's like a perpetual cycle, but who's getting rich out of it? America, because they're the one that, we don't have to make any wealth. America, I say we because I'm currently living in America, but I am Australian, so whatever. America doesn't have to actually pull wealth out of the ground or do anything. All they have to do is print money out of thin air. And because they went off the gold standard, they don't even need to have gold in their reserves. It's paper. It's literally a fucking piece of paper that they can print out of thin air and give it to you for something that you actually created, real wealth. And that's how all of this shit works. That's why America dominate the whole fucking world. They suck all the resources out of the world and they create empty paper. And it used to have to be backed by gold. But because of this lizard man, Henry Kissinger, when he went to Saudi Arabia and brokered a deal with the Saudi house, no longer has to be backed by gold. It's backed by military power, which in theory can work, because people say, oh, inflation, inflation. They don't fucking understand how much oil can we use for real. It seems oil is unlimited. People, that's another lie, that oil's scarce. That was created by OPEC. They've had oil wells, dude, that they've tapped and they've run them dry. People say I'm crazy. The oil's gonna run out in 5 years. Go and read a fucking Time magazine from 1945 or 1970s, Rolling Stone, and it will tell you we're gonna reach peak petroleum levels in 10 years. Well, it's like fucking 100 years later and we're still pounding oil. They've had oil wells that they've run dry. They tap into the ground and the oil comes out. They ran those oil wells dry and then they just like waited for like 25 years. They went back. There's more oil. It's a fucking infinite resource, man. It's not finite. That's a lie. It's called false scarcity to drive the price up. It's done with OPEC. And it all ties into this shit. I could talk about this shit for hours. You know, I watched. So oil, no, dude, oil is definitely not fucking dinosaurs. That's the black magicians laughing their fucking head off at you. How many dinosaurs do you think they were? Think about all the fucking cars on the road, and this is just cars, right? And it's not cars that are the main consumer of oil, but think about fucking cars and how many fucking billions of cars are on the road, and every one of them are fueling up every day after day after day for years and years and years. And they're not even the main producer of oil. You've got aviation fuel, you've got massive cargo ships in the Pacific Ocean, you have fucking like giant power grids that still run on diesel. You have those machines that pull fucking, you know, coal and gold out of the ground. Yeah, dinosaurs weren't even real, dude. That's the actual truth. There's no such thing as dinosaurs, bro. It's a lie made up by the what are they called? Not the Freemasons. It's another group of people. But that's a whole. They must have been running around on top of yeah. Dude, dinosaurs are fake as fuck. And oil, they call it fossil fuel. It's hilarious, but it's not a fossil fuel. It's the blood of the earth that they can just tap into and keep going. But the power behind it is the fact that people need it, and if they need it, they need US dollars. Okay? I mean, turtles are kind of like dinosaurs, huh? Turtles are nothing like dinosaurs, dude. People say chickens are like dinosaurs. Like, how fucking retarded are people getting? Is it just tons of vaccines, or they're just like drinking shitloads of fluoride? A chicken is like a dinosaur? So a fucking 10-foot reptile thing that can rip you apart is like a chicken or a turtle? No, dude. They're not even fucking real. They're a myth. Dragons might be real, okay? But dinosaurs are fake as fuck. And you know, I can break all that shit down, but the Smithsonian's, right? All the original paleontologists happened to be Freemasons. They didn't find any bones until the fucking late 1800s, and then all of a sudden they started appearing out of nowhere. They're all fake, bro. Explain the bones. You think because you explain the bones, you don't think you can make a fake bone, bro? What about mammoth boys? Well, some of those mammoths were actually preserved in tar, and like their whole fucking thing was yeah, that's like the crazy thing. You people are like, oh, but what about the film? It's like, man, I got a really crazy movie to show you. It's called Star Wars, bro. Does that mean lightsabers and Jedis are real? Well, Jedis kind of are real, but point being, you know, and that's fine. You can believe in dinosaurs if you want to believe in dinosaurs. That's great. Like, all good. I'm not here to fucking debunk dinosaurs tonight. Maybe I'll do that next week. I'll debunk the dinosaur myth. But what I want to talk to you today is the end of the petrodollar, because it's huge. It's going to change the whole fucking world. I'm on the same wavelength as this. I want to tell you about the end of the petrodollar, because this literally will have an impact on your life. Like, if dinosaurs are fake or real, it doesn't fucking matter. But the reason why the petrodollar is powerful is because if you need oil, which you do, because everything fucking runs on oil, that's the lifeblood of the economy all around the world, you need US dollars. So how are you going to get US dollars? Well, you have to create real wealth and exchange it for US dollars. I tried to give you the example with the Australian economy, pulling resources out of the ground, selling those resources to China so that they can buy oil. Who wins? America wins, because they can print money out of nothing and take real wealth from a country like Australia. Because you're vassal states, okay? Whenever there's an empire, you have vassal states. You have the center of control, which is the United States of America, maybe Israel, I don't know, but Israel seems like a fucking shithole. No offense to the Israelis watching, but I saw videos of Tel Aviv and it just looks like a fucking, almost like third world. Anyway, you have your main centralized area of power, and then you have all your vassal states, okay? Australia is a vassal state of America. England is a vassal state of America. Fucking Germany is a vassal state of America. All these countries are vassal states of America. If somebody wants to go against the American empire, they get a hard reality check with the empire fucking knocking down their door with their war machine. That's why you've had all these fucking Gulf Wars, Gaddafi, Vietnam, Saddam Hussein, fucking whoever else, Osama bin Laden, right? And then it has to be all based in lies, because the American people don't want to admit they're an empire because they have morality. They don't want to be going out killing everybody for greed. So they have to be lied to, and they have to be told that there's these bad guys in a foreign land so that the people will accept it, which is a compliment to the American people, because you're not like the Brits that would just like, yeah, destroy the Indian economy, rape and pillage. You know what I'm saying? A lot of empires back in the day, even Rome, they were just like, oh, the black dudes are savage, we need to fucking kill them and steal all their resources. Do you think Russia might invade the Middle East? I'm gonna get to Russia, bro. I'll tell you, Russia are gonna take over the world because America have lost their power now. With the petrodollar gone, America have lost their power because America, like all empires, become weak because they have all the wealth and they get comfortable and they become weak. Like, look at America's industrial capabilities now. It sucks, dude. Who has the craziest industrial capability? And that's what wins a war, dude. Your manufacturing ability. China has a manufacturing ability that makes America in 1945 look like the fucking niggers making mud huts in Africa, dude. China's industrial capability would blow your fucking mind. The amount of if they turned their industrial economy into a war machine. If China said right now we're declaring war against America, and they took all that manufacturing power and turned it into the manufacturing of weapons and bullets and ammunitions, you would shit your fucking pants because you ain't got shit except your fucking precious fiat petrodollar that is done. The House of Saud have said now they're selling their fucking oil in all currencies. So now you understand why we need to have a foreign enemy, which is a lie. Like, oh, Saddam Hussein was a bad guy, Gaddafi was a bad guy, Osama bin Laden was a bad guy. All these things were CIA operations so that you could keep your American dominance in the world and make sure that your American petrodollar was the #1 world reserve currency, which it is now not. And the repercussions of this is fucking huge. So how did this happen? Okay, it's all to do with Russia, and it's all to do with the new axis of power, which is called the BRICS nations. Okay, the BRICS nations are Brazil, Russia, India, China. The US is the only country who has constantly supplied an overseas invasion successfully. Yeah, I mean, you got to define success though. If that's killing everybody, then yeah, they made success. But you know, and think about Afghanistan, bro. They say all empires go to Afghanistan to die. And that was your fucking first nail in your coffin, bro. They were not able to hold Afghanistan. What happened to them? They failed. They got their fucking asses kicked by a bunch of fucking based Muslims. And now in Afghanistan, you have Sharia law. And I'm a fucking fan of Sharia law, guys. It's actually much better than Talmudic Zionist law that you're all fucking controlled under. That's why 1 minute you're allowed to say things are great. 1 minute, yeah, no one can hold Afghanistan, bro. They're fucking tough motherfuckers, dude. And they're based. I know some Afghani people. If you hate the Muslims, it's probably because of propaganda. They're actually super awesome people. They're not even like a gnarly war tribe. They're fucking great, man. Only one supplier out. Sven, you're not making sense again. So that's the end of the petrodollar, guys. The Saudi Arabia, yes, worship the big black cube. Well, the cube is the cross, dude. If you open up the cube, what do you get? You know, a 3D net? Like, if you take a three-dimensional shape, like a cube, and you open it up, what do you get? You get a cross, bro. You know, geometric doesn't really matter. Exactly. The geometries of things don't really matter. It's about the morality. It's about the morality of the people. And Afghanistan has more morality than America right now. They do. America has to lie to its people, though. One of the things which is a compliment to America, why not practice Islam? I do practice Islam, bro. I'm a Islamo-Christian, I don't even know. I'm an Islamo-Christian jihadist, yeah. I try to practice Islam, but it's tough, man. You know, we're living in the empire of lies. It's hard to practice any of these things. But anyway, to not derail, what I want to say is, what I want to say to you is this, right? The American petrodollar is done. The House of Saud, the Saudi royal family, are no longer selling oil in strictly US dollars. They are using all other currencies. So how did we get to that point? Well, I gave you the history lesson. Now I'm going to tell you the current day deal. Yeah, I'm a jihadist. That's damn straight I am. Do you know what jihadist is, bro? The jihad is in yourself, bro. Your battles aren't with flesh and blood, they're with principalities. Do you know what a jihadist is, Five Huffy, or do you just say words? Do you actually know what a jihadist is? The jihad is within, bro. The Islamic faith will tell you that the jihad is within. The battle is not with flesh and blood, it's with principalities of darkness, bro. It's within exactly, it's to struggle. Aaron Ritter gets it. The jihad is to struggle, and it's to struggle against yourself. You're going to choose right or wrong every single day when you wake up. And that's like a good standard to live by. You know, it's just like the Christian scriptures or the Holy Bible. You know, your battle is not with flesh and blood. It's not out there. It's with principalities. Um, Favorite drug to use? I don't know, man. Depends on the time, place, and you know, all of that stuff. So the House of Saud, and Aaron, you're right. It's the only country named after a family. Maybe not actually. There might be another family, but it's the main one. Thoughts on the Antichrist? I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump or Elon Musk. The scripture says that he'll be the savior of the world, that he'll die, and that he'll come back. Some of the Islamic hadiths say that he's going to be a fat, one-eyed Jew. I don't know what that means. You know, but I don't know. You know, I can't make any claims. But my money would either be on Donald Trump or Elon Musk if I was a betting man. But how did it come to this? How did the House of Saud decide that they no longer... Thoughts on Canada? Canada's just a vassal state, bro, for America, just like Australia. They belong to the corporation of the United States of America, the empire. But they're not going to very soon because the American empire is about to fall apart because of this end of the United States petrodollar. I mean, we don't know that yet. Just because the House of Saud have claimed that they're no longer going to sell their oil in United States dollars doesn't mean the American military are going to knock on their door and literally murder everybody in the royal fucking Saudi Arabian family. That's a possibility. But they did this last week, and it doesn't seem like there's any offensive by America. They're just sort of just like, okay, we accept it. And they make sure that their mainstream media machines do not comment at all on this, because if people realize that their dollar's done, they would be fucking done, yeah? Should I short or long BTC right now? I wouldn't do either of those things, G-Lag, because shorting and longing is high risk, yeah? Thoughts on Jacinda Ardern resigning? I think a lot of these people are going to resign, bro. They're going to go into hiding. I mean, look at the World Economic Forum. None of these people turned up, bro. Their game's over. Their game is over, bro. That whole New World disorder, it's not an order, it's a disorder because they're in chaos. The snake always eats itself, and the system collapses under itself. It's like the Tower of Babylon. Every time you add a brick, you need more energy and resources for each brick that you go. And they've built their Tower of Lies so fucking tall that now that it's collapsing, they're running for the hills. Look at Zelensky, bro, the president of Ukraine. He just fled to Israel. That dude's a fucking Jewish comedian trying to run a country, and all shit has hit the fan for him. And now where did he go? He ran away to Israel, you know? So these guys, they're not having fun. Their plans are falling apart, and what we're going to see is a new power axis in the world, which is going to be the BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, Iran, and South Africa. They have all formed an alliance with one another, and they have decided that they are going to have a currency backed by gold, which is a direct attack on the United States petrodollar. Now, it wouldn't really mean too much if it was just words. Talk is cheap. What does BRIC nation mean? I just told you, bro. Brazil, Russia, India, China. It's actually now BRICSia because it's South Africa and Iran. And these countries make up so much people, okay? India and China are like half the world right now. China has the biggest manufacturing capabilities on the fucking planet, and India has the biggest workforce in the world, the labor force, and they have so many children. Russia also have a massive fucking military, and when you combine all of these people together, what you get is the new Axis power of the world. If you listen to Vladimir Putin's speech, you would see that what he said is, the time of unipolar power is over. That means the American empire dominating the world is over, and now we're going to have a bipolar. And he doesn't mean the depressive condition that your shrink gives you. When he says bipolar, he means there's going to be multiple nations that are sort of not having so much central dominance of the world. This is actually a good thing, guys. It's not going to be good for some of you that are not based in reality and benefiting off fake money, but for a lot of people, it's actually going to be a really, really good thing. Yeah, power's in number and power's in the manufacturing ability, bro. That's the main powerhouse. That's why America was able to win World War II, because they had the biggest manufacturing capabilities. But now China has that. And workforce, yeah, Americans got weak, man. Americans don't know how to work anymore. Indians know how to fucking work. Indians will outwork any American, and it's not all over for American either. America's still you know, got a very high intelligence. They're very moral people. It's still gonna be good. And like I said before, when the engine dies, like when the gasoline engine runs out of gas, it still has that extra brap at the end as it sucks in all the fuel. Um, why did they put different religions against each other instead of trying to understand one another to coexist together? They never put religions against each other, bro. That's just a narrative cover. Like, it's like when they tell you that Islam is coming for your freedom, you know. Um, that's just, they have to say that so that they can break them up and turn them into a vassal state and steal their opium. Islam was never coming for your freedom, bro. It wasn't a religious war. They just have to use a narrative to scare the shit out of you. You know, religion is actually anti-war. Um, but people just seem to say these NPC things like, you know, religion causes war. Muslims are coming to get me. You know, no. American empire needs to dominate the world's oil trading. And that's actually what happens, you know. And the religion bullshit is just the cover narrative so that you believe it. Anyway, um, anyway, the Russia, you know, look at this, guys. So with Russia, the war, the quote unquote war with Russia, it's the same story as all of these other wars, right? We have the bad man Putin, but what really fucking happened? And well, what happened was NATO, okay, America wants to break Russia and turn Russia into a vassal state, like they do with all these other countries, because Russia is directly threatening America with the BRICS nations, gold-backed currency, and they have a strong military and they've got the largest arsenal of missiles in the whole fucking world. So it would be a wet dream for the American empire to break Russia, turn them into a vassal state, and steal all of their fucking resources. And they've been creeping so long, okay? They've been pushing NATO. NATO have contracts with Russia for a very long time that says, fucking ban you, bro. You're getting a timeout, Eric. I'm sorry. 300 seconds. Because you're distracting me. Man, I can dig the knowledge. Religion might pass on, but it's God. Is God even real? Is God even real? Of course, God is real, bro. The fucking... How can you have a creation without a creator? Like, how can you have a creation without a creator? The third law of thermodynamics basically says that matter cannot be created or destroyed. So then how the fuck did it get here if it cannot be created? Yeah? Energy can't be created yet or destroyed, yet it's here. The question answers itself. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so you can't have a creation without a creator. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, therefore it had to come into existence with a miracle, okay? So yeah, of course, God is real. But anyway, it's not what I'm trying to talk about here, but I'm happy to go with the flow, right? Did that answer your question, God questioner? But what I was trying to talk about is this foreign push by NATO, which is directly works for America. NATO are like a vassal, is like a European military wing for America. They get all their funding from America. You know, they have what they do. So NATO are moving east, and all the contracts say you're not. So where does global warming fit in? Global warming. Summertime, you know, to answer your question mildly, summertime. Gets warm in the summer, gets cold in the winter. Yeah, global fucking warming. It's not even a globe, bro. There's no such thing as the fucking globe. That's another psyop. I'm a globe denier through and through. But anyway, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, are pushing. They're getting all their funding from America. They basically are America. And they're pushing east. The contracts are saying, no, do not go east. They're pushing east. Ukraine is not technically a part of NATO, but NATO are trying to push their shit into Ukraine. Russia calls up the White House and says, look, you fuckers better get out of Ukraine or we're gonna fucking come after you. Putin's actually a moderate. He doesn't want fucking war, but the people want action because the people in Ukraine are treating Russians like shit, dude. That's why he said he wants to denazify the area. There's a lot going on there. Point being, and you could go down the rabbit hole with the Ukrainian corruption, with Joe Biden and his energy people smoking crack. He's on the board of directors for this whole energy thing. You know, you can look at the fucking the planes that were shot down in 2014. But all you really need to know is NATO is pushing on Russia, and Russia said, we don't want this anymore, okay? and we're going to do a special military operation. We're going to take back the Donbass. We're going to liberate our people in Ukraine that aren't even allowed to speak Russian because you guys are like literally Nazis. And they did that, and they were successful with their military operation. Now, what did America do? Did America do what they fucking always do? They used their weapon, which is the economy. Economic sanctions on Russia, first and foremost. So we're going to sanction your oil, okay? And we're going to take all of our international corporations, McDonald's, Starbucks, you name it, all the big fucking corps, which corporation means voice of the dead, right? Corpus oration if you don't speak Latin. And then they kicked them out of, so all the Starbucks and McDonald's and everything, but isn't it just human perspective to think that there's a start and an end to everything? Dunno, man, what's that got to do with anything? I think you're drinking again, dude. So what happened, and usually this breaks countries, when America puts sanctions, economic sanctions on countries and takes away all their fake money and their shitty corporations, usually the country falls apart and the people within that country turn on their leaders and kill their fucking leaders. And that's what they were thinking would happen to Russia. They thought, we'll sanction you, we'll take all of our shitty corporations out of your country, the people are going to go fucking crazy because they're poor, and your country's going to destroy themselves, and then we'll take over. But that's not what happened, man. The ruble did crash, and then right after it crashed, it fucking went to the moon, yo. If you had bought rubles when everyone said that Russia was going to lose, you'd be very rich right now. Russia got richer. So the America used their sanctions, and Russia got richer. Then America freaked out and started telling the world how bad Putin is, and sent billions and billions of dollars. And you've got to remember, America's already struggling with all of their internal dreidel spinning. They spent billions and billions of dollars to Russia, to Ukraine, to fight Russia, and they lost. They were not able to hold the Donbass. Fucking millions and millions and millions of Ukrainians were fucking slaughtered, and their president, Zelensky, fled to fucking Israel. So it didn't work too well for America. China hasn't even mobilized yet. That's why now our death clock is at 90 seconds. Now, the House of Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Arabian royal family, are watching this, and they're like, holy shit, America aren't the only big boys in town. They can't hold their ground in Afghanistan. They can't hold their ground in Ukraine. Their dollar's literally backed by nothing. And a lot of people in the world are starting to get over their shit. So then you have Russia and China and all the countries in the BRICS nations, India, Brazil, huge nations, man, call up Saudi Arabia and say, look, you're not going to sell oil strictly in US dollars anymore. And the royal family of Saudi Arabia said, okay, but you better give us protection. So now the ones that have brokered the deal with the Saudi Arabian royal family are the BRICS nations. And what you're going to see now is the collapse of the US dollar. I don't know how long it's going to take because there's a lot of international contracts that are based in US dollars, which means there's going to still be demand for US dollars. But once those contracts are done, what is holding up the American dollar? Literally nothing. Maybe there's going to be a huge military offensive by the US, you know, and they're going to establish themselves as the top dogs. Maybe they're just going to go into Saudi Arabia and fucking murder the whole royal family. Maybe they're going to fucking, you know, maybe this is all part of the plan. Maybe it's going to go back to the gold standard, and then America is like, psych, bitch, the Grand Canyon is full of gold. And the Israeli Jews are going to come out like, we got more fucking gold than you can imagine. You said matter has to be created, but isn't that just human perspective? We get born and we die, so that perspective is put on matter. We think there has to be a start to it. I didn't say matter can be created or destroyed, bro. That's the second law of thermodynamics. I'm not making that claim, okay? I don't fucking know. But the second law of thermodynamics says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. Yes? Okay. So if it cannot be created, then how did it get here? Whether you want to talk about a beginning or an end, I haven't started drinking yet. It's only 11:06 here. That's what every alcoholic says, bro. And they've had like 5 beers, but technically they're not drinking because they're not drunk, but really everybody knows you're drunk. Not buying it. Whether it's about a beginning or an end or fucking whatever, the second law of thermodynamics states matter cannot be created or destroyed. Are you disputing that claim? Yes or no? Are you disputing the second claim of thermodynamics? Just answer that, yes or no. Okay, you don't have anything to say, so you don't matter anyway. Invalid. Null and void. Hey, Breatho, I'd love to hear your take on communism if you're game on that convo. Might have missed you talk about it on the past. Um, I mean, it can work. It's more about the population's morality, right? Capitalism can work, communism can work. It's all about morality, you know. Sharing is caring, but if you have a centralized power that's immoral and corrupted, then your system's not going to work. So I don't think it really matters. You know, people seem to think America is a capitalist nation. They're like the NPC response, capitalist at its finest. It's like America isn't a capitalist country, bro. They have a central reserve bank which controls the creation of currency and the regulation of currency through interest rates. Currency is the main machine engine for the market. So if you control the currency, you control the market. The definition of capitalism is a free market. Therefore, by default, America is not capitalism. America more resembles like neo-feudalism slash socialism slash crony capitalism, but it is not capitalism. And we haven't even touched on all the social welfare programs in America, or um, the fucking too big to fail banks, like bailouts and shit, you know? So, I mean, I don't know, you know, communism has killed a lot of people, that's what they say, like Mao Zedong and fucking whatever else. But was that communism that. Bang, my cats are going crazy. Was that communism that killed all those people? Or was that an immoral leadership, you know? Because the kingdom that Jesus Christ wanted to bring to the world was in a way communism, right? Yes, but what if it was just there? I don't know, Sven B. I don't know what you're talking about. If it was just there. Well, it was just there then, wasn't it, brother? I'm on the job. Yeah, what's your job, bro? Drinking? Day drinking? You're on the job, day drinking? You shouldn't be commenting when you're on the job, bro. I can't even drink here. Sure you can't, bro. That's what they all say. I know you don't want to get fired, but I know you're hammered. But yeah, that's my thoughts on communism. It's more to do with the morality of the people and the morality of the leadership. No, I'm not disputing it, but what if it was just there? It is just there, bro. Look around you. It is just there. There's only the present moment. You know, there's no past, there's no future, there's only now. It's just there, okay? And the second law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, okay? That's all I'm saying, bro. So, I don't know what you're trying to say. Anyway, 67 minutes in, I've basically covered everything I wanted to talk about. If you want to, yeah, but somebody has to draw the circle, yeah? The circle does have a beginning. It's when you drew the circle. It's when you put pen to paper and started drawing a circle, okay? So it was created by God, you, the author of the circle. But anyway, I'm going to jump off. If you want to join my Patreon, it is $5 a month. It's less than a beer a month. We got a really cool community in there. I really appreciate you guys. You should join me on Telegram. It's t.me/YouTube unfriendly, where I can talk about things that would be banned on YouTube. The only other thing I wanted to discuss with this whole empire of lies and the petrodollar collapsing, you notice like nobody listens to the mainstream media and shit anymore. Like all of their control mechanisms are falling apart, whether it's the petrodollar or their monopoly on media, all their shit is falling apart. Anyway, that's going to be it. Join me, like I said, on Telegram, t.me/YouTube unfriendly, and Patreon, which is links are in all my video descriptions. All my recent videos, go look at the video link in the description box. Follow me there, follow me on Patreon, and I hope to see you guys in some form of community. Aloha.